you would always want to be on the side of having good credit.
You think it pays to have good credit? Every day we go through results and responses for our clients. Majority of the time, these documents are going to contain applications, contract signed, verification documents, whatever else we can use to help the client's case. Eventually, the main goal of this is to have the credit bureaus delete all of these negative accounts from our clients' credit reports. In most cases, some of these items are going to have wrong information reporting or may simply come back as unverifiable. If you do have any of these negative accounts reporting to your credit profile, sign up online at stirguscreditrepair.com. We can check it out and get the ball rolling. So for those who are watching this episode, as you can see clearly, these are a lot of documents that we have to go through every single day. Like I mentioned, in most cases, some of these documents are going to contain documents that we actually need and request from the creditors themselves. This can be anything as far as contracts that the client signed whenever they apply for the account. In many cases, they may not even have that on file. The application showing that they even, submitted a application, even proving that they apply for this account. Many times things may be applied for in someone's name without them knowing, and that can result in, something clearly being more of a legal issue, because if they have somebody out with their personal information, that would definitely be a big concern. But what I'm getting at, a lot of people reach out to Stirgus Credit Repair and they're always trying to look for some type of quick fix. They're spending years and years and years messing up their credit, but then when they reach out to Stirgus Credit Repair, they want their credit fixed in 1 week or 30 days or whatever the case is. So all of these documents are mailed, even the documents that the credit bureaus and the creditors themselves mail us. This is through the Postal Service, United States Postal Service. So regardless of what the case is, it takes 1 to 2 weeks just for mail to get sent to us, and vice versa. When someone sign up and we submit everything and process everything, it can take a week or 2 weeks just for shipping, just for the mail to go through the United States Postal Service. And then just because it gets delivered within 3 to 5 business days, that dispute department may not even process your documents until the very next week. So any of these people that's out here in the credit repair industry stating that you can fix your credit in 7 days or 14 days, clearly, results speak for itself. None of this is going to be done within a few days. It's a month before they even can process any of this stuff that we send out to them and have time to investigate and then respond. So we get updated multiple ways. One, all of our clients sign up for Stirgus Credit Repair and they enroll into our service, and we have access to their 30-day credit reports, meaning their credit reports only update once per month, because the credit bureaus only update your reports once a month because you pay your bills once per month. So right there, you can kind of see that nothing is going to happen in less than a month, as far as seeing all of these negative items deleted off of your credit. This isn't going to happen overnight, guys. So, your credit report changes once a month, and then the credit bureaus and creditors respond to us once a month. So if we see something on someone's credit report and there's not any obvious errors on it, well, the next case is to see if this item can be verified. So when we dispute this with the credit bureaus, in 30 days, they're going to come back and say it's verified. Whoop-de-doo. They're always going to say that. Now, our next goal with that is to see how they verified it. And as you see here, we received some of these documents from the creditors, giving us all of their proof of documents that they have on file: contracts, applications, account balances, payment dates, all of these details. This is what we need to further challenge these items. So every now and then we get clients who sign, and it's almost funny, and it's not really something bad to judge people on, because none of us was taught about credit in school. None of us know this information. So, but at the same time, me, someone who's been in this industry for almost a decade, I understand that this clearly isn't going to work in 30 days or 2 months or whatever the case is. But coming from someone that may have bad credit and they're trying to get it fixed fast, they're not thinking about that, and they don't care about that. All they want to know is they're trying to find some type of magic trick that doesn't even exist, and they're thinking something is going to get done the first month, or they simply give up the first month. I get clients all the time who sign up and they're like, hey Chris, The creditor said that all of this, all of this information is going to remain, and they're refusing to do anything. So I quit. Within 2 or 3 weeks they quit, and I'm like, man, this is whatever, on to the next. I can't help anyone, and I'm not here to sell anyone anything. If somebody wants to quit, by all means quit. At the end of the day, that's your credit. Just wait 7 years and it falls off. No big deal, go on about your life. But what I'm getting at, we have to receive these documents, and now we can actually, once we get it, we can actually process those documents with the credit bureaus and further our process. So many cases, some of these clients are enrolled 3 months, 4 months. I have clients enrolled 5 to 6 months, because a lot of times we don't get documents back in 30 days. They're going to respond in 30 days, which they have to do. And they may say, hey, we received your request. Please allow us 30 to 45 days to get these documents, and we're going to mail them to your address. Or they're going to submit a letter and say, hey, we received your request. This is our response within 30 days. We are responding, and we are in the process of mailing it, or we have mailed it. Although they probably did not mail it, but they're going to put in that letter that they have mailed it, and it may be 1 or 2 weeks before they even find the documents, another week before they even mail it, and then it takes 1 or 2 weeks to get to us. So a lot of this stuff can be a back and forth situation. So this episode was mainly just going further in depth with the credit repair process on the business side of things, versus the consumer side, who's only trying to worry about, how fast can you fix someone's credit. Now you understand, and mainly this is to help people that's out there getting scammed. This episode is mainly showing you step by step, what we do on a daily basis, and what's realistic and what's not realistic. So if you see something on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, which, episodes like this is not going to sell, it's not going to grab the attention. Now, if the title of this episode says, fix your credit and you can have perfect credit in 24 hours, this episode will probably have 1 million views and a million times the engagement or whatever. But since it's speaking factual data here, things that people do not want to hear, they don't want to hear the truth, then you can kind of see how that plays out. So now for whoever is listening or watching this episode, you clearly understand nothing is going to be done overnight. This is a month-to-month process. Like I said, guys, some months we don't even receive the stuff that we request, and then we either have to go through it again and request it again, and eventually still don't get the documents that we request, and then we dispute it again with the credit bureau stating, hey, how are you guys verifying this? What documents are you receiving? We requested this and that, and we still haven't received these items. So it's not me, or it's not the company, or it's not you. It's none of this. It's just, if you don't receive the stuff that you're requesting, you can no longer, I guess, answer the time that this may take. Some of this stuff can take several rounds going back and forth. You have to document everything. You have to communicate with the credit bureau stating that you haven't received these yet. How are you verifying this? So, a lot of this stuff, guys, can be back to back. And, for any of our clients who's been enrolled for a few rounds here, and you're watching or listening to this, maybe you better understand the process now. So, at the end of the day, having challenged credit scores can definitely be very frustrating. And when you're frustrated, you do take your frustration out on people who's trying to help you. Look at it this way. And I used this in a previous episode with the guy that I just had on my podcast, James Joseph. He's out in Dallas, Texas. I stated this: if you had a loved one and they gotten sick, unfortunately, and they went to a doctor, and the doctor tried everything they could possibly do. Let's just say this loved one of yours, they didn't take care of their health. They know they had health issues. They just refused to take care of their health. And the doctor tried everything they can do, and the person they continue to be sick, or sadly, they may have passed away. Would you get mad at that doctor, or would you thank the doctor for all of his work in attempting to save your loved one. Or maybe let's not use a doctor, let's use a surgeon. I guess they're the same thing, but let's just use a surgeon. You know, if your loved one went through an emergency surgery and the surgeon or doctor couldn't save your loved one, would you hate that surgeon, or would you thank that surgeon for attempting to do that all, you know, he or she could do, right? Same thing with credit repair. I didn't make anyone have bad credit. I didn't put this stuff on anyone's credit. They find Stirgus Credit Repair, and it's my job to process the work. Now, if the work, you know, if the items can't be deleted, again, this has nothing to do with me. If the items are only deleted if they're unverified, wrong information reporting, incomplete data, or no response from the creditor. Now, if I do every single thing that I can do and they're not responding to me, or they're not sending the stuff in a matter of time, and we have to go through round after round after round, or if, you know, we did process things and it wasn't deleted the first month, but it was deleted the third or fourth month, you know, it's not my fault. You know, I can only control what I can do. If they're not responding to them or not sending the stuff that we request, again, I cannot control that. So, you know, but sadly, people that's looking for credit repair, they're mad at themselves already because they're in a messed up spot. They can't purchase a home. Their family is squeezing into a 1-2 bedroom apartment when realistically they need a 4 or 5 bedroom home. Look, I get it, but at the end of the day, you know, don't get completely mad at me because you found me, you know, after you had these issues. So any of this stuff that's on your credit today has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with me. And if it gets to the point where there's things that I just see that isn't working out, or, you know, isn't going well, then of course, clearly I will let that client know. So yeah, guys, this episode was mainly just a behind the scenes, more in depth of the details, you know, more of a deep dive into what could potentially make things go round after round after round, or take more time. And as you can see here, we're extremely busy. We have a stack of letters to go through before we start this morning. And this, you know, it probably looks different on camera, but this thing is like, shoot, 2 feet tall. So we're going to go through these, get this new week started, and keep providing good results for clients and good service. That's all for this one.
Stirgus Credit Repair. Stirgus Credit Repair. If you want a new house, call us.